after I heard that I got a phone call from Queensland at work and asking if I was the original owner and if it wasn't stolen from me or, I actually legitimately sold it.
How long ago was that?
Sorry, was that?
How long ago did you get that call?
Oh, probably the early 1980s.
Wow.
Yeah, so I understand you guys up in Queensland, is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so it must have... Is the current owner a Queenslander?
Yes.
So is he I understand it's been in storage for about 13 years.
Correct.
And did he have the ownership of it before that?
I believe so, yes.
So he might be the third owner.
Second or third owner, yeah.
He wouldn't be unless he's a New Yorker.
No.
New Yorker.
No.
He would be the third owner.
Okay. Well, let me run through this chronologically if you've got a second, all right, if you don't mind. So,
right.
And I'm just I've got a couple of our car curators here because we're very excited about the car. So, I'm talking to Brenton Hammond, who is listed.
Brenton David Hammond, yes, yep, correct. 21 Albert Street, Baraka.
Okay, and that's what's listed inside the manual. And Brenton, as I understand it, you bought this car in the fourth month, 1978, from Kevin Dennis.
Would be fairly early. Yeah.
Yep.
Early in 1978.
And why were you buying a car in 1978, Brenton? What took your eye with the car?
I had a 1976-77 LX Torana.
Yes.
And it was a 4.2 in immaculate condition, and I always liked the Toranas. And my mate had at the same time had a Bertha's XU1.
Okay.
And I wanted something to compete with him.
All right.
So I went and bought that.
How old were you then, Brenton?
I was born in 1958, so it would have made me 20.
20, okay.
20 years old.
And how did you originally see the car?
I was up on one of those stands. So it stood out on Port Road. It was just down from just out of Adelaide, down south of Port Road and next to the Coca-Cola factory.
Okay.
And it was all fairly big car yard lit up, and it was up on the stand.
And
high, probably a couple feet above all the other vehicles in the lot.
Okay. So, as best we can understand, it seems like this is the last two-door Torana ever sold new. So why do you think it was sold in the fourth month, 78, as still being new? It obviously produced in the 12th month, 77, I think it was.
Yeah. Well, I understand it's what the people there, the salesman and the manager, was saying. He said, I don't know if it was a string along, but they were adamant that it was put aside for the Holden racing team to take to Le Mans to put up the Torana against, see how it would go over 24 hours.
Wow.
On the track. And they had four lined up, and two actually were modified. I think they were looking at putting twin turbos or something on the V8 and then modify it and then race it. But they didn't have enough money, so they dropped two off, and they went back into the sale, in the retail, to go to the Holden dealers. And I'm not too sure why Kevin Dennis didn't have Holden franchises over in Adelaide, but they had them over in Melbourne. But they had second-hand yards here.
Yes.
So I presume they may have kept one in Melbourne and set another one over here. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But I bought the one that was over here.
Which is the one that is up for sale this coming Saturday, the 27th?
Yes, that's correct.
And how many kilometres do you think might have been on it when you bought it?
Oh, well, less than a. Well, I'm not too sure if it's miles or kilometres on those clock back then, but it was under 100.
Wow.
When I bought it.
Fantastic.
It was about 50 or 60 or something, but it was still it was. They said it was brand new, and when I bought it, I had all the full warranty where I could take it to any Holden dealers to have it serviced.
Wow, what a fantastic story. And do you remember what you might have paid for it back then, Brenton?
Yep.
Yeah, I paid more than I should have.
Mm-hmm.
I I got ripped off, but in hindsight, what doesn't really matter. But I paid about $14,000 on the road.
Okay.
I had my eyes on another one up at Kapunda, but a 4-door, and that was brand new, and that was going for about I think it was about 8,000.
Okay.
And I thought, well, this is an extraordinary price. I didn't tell my parents what I was paying too much for it, but I was sort of went and bought it because I always wanted one.
That's
fantastic.
fantastic.
Both of us used our pay each week to pay for it.
Is that right? And did you keep your LX Torana, your other 253?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I went and bought it back after I saw it sitting in a car yard down the road from where I bought the A9X one. I bought that and held on it a little bit longer, but eventually sold it because of having family, etc.
Fantastic. Well, it's a great story. Was it a good car for you? Does it hold good memories for you?
Yes, it's it took us one Christmas Eve. I wanted to go and take my wife over to visit her parents in Sydney up in Wahroonga, and we left one evening, Christmas Eve, and 8 hours, 10 and a half hours later, we're in Wahroonga, New South Wales.
Wow.
But a mate of mine came with me, and that was when the no service stations were open 24 hours, and we just had jerry cans.
You had jerry cans, is that right?
We had jerry cans.
Jerry cans, and I remember on the date night on somewhere around about Hay on the banks of Murrumbidgee trying to get petrol in the tank, and we didn't have a funnel, but we just sort of just picked the old jerry cans and got most of the petrol in, and went on.
Fantastic.
And we got to Bathurst in 6 and a bit hours, and then we hit Pit Bog, coming behind Bathurst through the Bell Line through Richmond and Windsor to head for North Shore, Sydney.
Fantastic.
But we got there, I think it was about 10 and a half, 11 hours.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's about that was pretty quick.
That's a tremendous story. And Donna, you're online too. How old were you when Brenton bought the car? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, that's quite okay. I was 18.
Wow, that is fantastic.
So I wasn't one of these girls that went and bought dresses and handbags and shoes. I was helping Brenton pay for our precious car.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, it's the hero car of tomorrow's event. It's up for $1 no reserve. I think the current bidding is coming close to 200,000.
Yeah, I saw it was on 187 this morning.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if we break an Australian record with this car. It's a very important car. I think it is the last 2-door sold new, and it was sold to you. We obviously still have the logbooks that were filled out when you took delivery, and some of the service stamps of when you got it serviced at 5,000 kilometres and 10,000 kilometres. We've got the original books. The car is in pristine condition, and it's
very good.
It's a real honour to be able to talk to the first owners of this car, and certainly, certainly we'll be taking up your offer of when the successful bidder buys the car tomorrow, that we put the two of you in contact, and who knows, it might end up back in Adelaide.
Yeah, it'd be nice, or it'd be nice to sit in a museum somewhere or somewhere.
That's right.
Do you know what, Ines? My husband's sister, her son, he said, if I was a millionaire, I'd buy that for Uncle Brenton. I thought that was so sweet.
That is great. Yeah. All right. Well, listen.
I'm just very happy that it's still around. I've always wondered if it was still around or up in Queensland, and now I know it's going to be around forever because it's a collector's item.
Well, it is. I think it's got a few different things. First of all, we know who the current owners are, the original owners are, which is fantastic. I think second of all, I think it's we're fairly confident it is the last 2-door A9X sold new in Australia. And third of all, it looks like it might have been one of the missing cars that were geared for Le Mans. So there's...
I can only do what they said to me, but 3 of them at Kevin Dennis Motors back then vouched for it. So, but I didn't have anything in writing. But could have been a sales pitch. But the dates and all that verifies of what history says about some of the cars were held back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why it sold in 1978 instead of 1977.
Fantastic. Well, Donna and Brenton, thanks very much for talking with us tonight. We'll give you a call tomorrow and FaceTime the car for you and give you a good look at it and give you an update on what it ultimately sells for in the end.
That'll be great.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.